They're the front men of an illegal trade in ivory that's destroying the very symbol of Africa, the elephant.
A new study reports that ivory poaching is out of control in Africa.
The poachers have been slaughtering Africa's great herds of elephants at a shocking rate. In the last decade, their numbers have been reduced by more than half.
If poaching continues at this rate, then wild elephants will be extinct by 2025.
The African elephant is the largest animal on planet Earth and dwells primarily in southern Africa. Known for their massive size and distinctive trunk, these creatures are truly remarkable. Unfortunately, elephants have been battling more than just the natural habitat of southern Africa. For many years, elephants have been poached and exploited for their ivory tusks. In the early 1900s, the United States was leading the charge in the demand for ivory. Billiard balls, piano keys, combs, and other commodity items were the driving force to plummet these elephant populations. The demand was so powerful, elephant populations dropped from 10 million to 600,000 in just 70 years. Something needed to change quickly, or the elephants would be of history. At the University of Washington in Seattle, Dr. Sam Wazer's lab has developed and utilized a technique to track ivory recovered from illegal trading. Him and his team of researchers use DNA sequencing technology to locate poached ivory in hopes to better police the problem.
We have a huge reference map, a genetic reference map of elephants created over many years, all over Africa.
The goal is to use DNA sequencing to pinpoint where poached ivory is coming from. By collecting dung samples, a genetic map can be made to compare with intercepted ivory that was illegally obtained.
And so basically we collect those samples all over Africa in order to create a map library to reference the family groups of elephant existing in those different areas. And so later on we can compare the genetic data that we get from those to the genetic information we got from the ivory when it's seized by Interpol and sent to us.
Ivory that is seized is sent to the Wasser lab to be processed and sequenced. The ivory chunks undergo pulverization and chemical treatments in order to extract the DNA within the cells.
Getting DNA is actually, we think it's like the super sophisticated thing, and it's really not. It's simple chemistry. So we take advantage of the fact that DNA has a negative charge along the backbone. So, opposites attract. So we introduce it into an environment where it wants to bind to something with a positive charge, and that binds it and holds it, and then we can wash away impurities. And then we expose it to something that's even more positively charged, so it wants to fall off the thing that it's bound to.
Once that DNA is extracted, it is sequenced.
So we extract the DNA from the ivory, and then we run it through a PCR, where we use primers to amplify certain regions in the DNA that we extract, and we look at 16 different regions. And when we genetically analyze them, they vary by size, and they're variable enough among the different family groups in Africa, that we can distinctly separate out what country they came from, what national park the elephants were killed in, so we can track down where the poaching is occurring.
These new methods are not only revolutionary, but are making a difference in the way we battle against illegal poaching throughout Africa.
Ideally, we'll track down the main poaching areas in Africa and be able to work with the countries to shut down the poaching at its source and hopefully save those populations of elephants and slow the ivory trade all around, and ideally save elephants from extinction.